Right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. The Big Three era of seeing battles between Roger Federer, Rafa Nadal, and Novak Djokovic is now a thing of the past. And in the case of Djokovic, who's still active, you just gotta wonder how much more that the 24-time Grand Slam champion has left in the tank. But fear not, tennis fans, as the sport's next great rivalry on the men's side is here, and we could sit back and enjoy it for the next decade. Italian Jannik Sinner and Spaniard Carlos Alcaraz have picked up the baton from the likes of Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic as they are indeed ready to carry the sport. Now, since 2022, Alcaraz and Sinner, have combined to win 9 Grand Slam titles. And over the last 2 years, they are the only two on the men's side who have won Grand Slams. And later on today, that number is going to increase to 10 as Alcaraz and Sinner are set to square off in the championship of the U.S. Open. Now, this is going to be the third time this year that Alcaraz and Sinner are meeting in a Grand Slam final. You think about the thriller at the French Open earlier this year, where Alcaraz rallied after dropping the first 2 sets to Sinner, and even after that, Sinner had match point multiple times, and Alcaraz was able to rally and find a way to come back and win. And then, of course, in Wimbledon, Alcaraz won the first set against Sinner before Sinner would win the next three. This is going to be the 23rd time that Sinner and Alcaraz are meeting as professionals, and of course, Alcaraz right now holds a slight edge over Sinner at 13-9, albeit over the last couple of years, the last 2 years to be exact, the only time that Sinner has beaten Alcaraz in a tournament was at Wimbledon. Every other time that they faced off, it's been advantage Carlos Alcaraz. But nonetheless, rivalries are what make sports. And you think about some of the great tennis rivalries over the years uh, that are second to none. I mean, I think about Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi, Federer and Nadal, and then of course, you sprinkle in a little bit of Novak Djokovic a little bit late to that party, and then we can go back to the likes of Bjorn Borg, excuse me, and John McEnroe, just to name a few. There's been a litany of great tennis rivalries over the years. And if anybody comes along in the next several years, unless they do, the only thing that is really going to prevent Sinner and Alcaraz from winning more Grand Slams is going to be each other. I think about it, there was that stretch about 20 years ago or so. It seemed like every major final that Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer were meeting in the championship. And of course, for so many years, it was Rafa Nadal just simply dominating the French Open. And then, of course, Federer would turn back and return the favor to him at Wimbledon. And of course, their battles at the US Open and the Australian Open and so many others. Okay. I think this has the ability to be that special because both of these tennis players are just that good and they're just really getting started. Neither guy is even 25 years of age yet, okay? And I think the sky is the limit for both of them. But nonetheless, in regards to today, money, as far as winning that championship, bragging rights, and then, of course, another title are on the line as Sinner, and he's looking to repeat as a U.S. Open champion in Flushing, or Alcaraz is going to win the U.S. Open for just the second time, or not even the second time, but the second time in his brief career. We've got to wait and see what gives. I'm not going to sit up here and pick a win because I think both of these guys are so talented and they could do anything. Of course, they did meet in Cincinnati, and it looked like earlier this year, and it looked like we were, in store for something else special before Sinner did have to retire in from that tournament due to injury, and of course, the championship was then Carlos Alcaraz's. But nonetheless, I think we are in store for another phenomenal matchup between these two young studs on the men's side of tennis. And like I said, I think the best is yet to come. Buckle up. If you enjoy watching Jannik Sinner, if you enjoy watching Carlos Alcaraz, this is going to be the rivalry in tennis for the coming years. But folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank each and every one of you for checking out the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. And as always, if you like what you heard and saw on this podcast, you know what to do. Just hit that like button as well as subscribing to this channel. And like I always say, it's greatly appreciated. Also, if you are on the X, formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. And the same goes for Instagram, where you could check us out at 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge. Also, if you're on Facebook, you can check us out at the Sports Depot 365. And as far as I'm concerned, one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. But until next time, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, and I'm saying thanks once again for checking out the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. Be well, everybody.